The honourable member for Dartmouth Cole Harbour.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm pleased to get up. I want to thank the member from Louis Saint Laurent for sharing her time with me. I want to thank the member from Manicouagan for sponsoring this motion, and the member from Edmonton Strathcona for seconding it. And I got to tell you, I'm excited today with the commitment that our caucus has shown to this issue, that we brought it forward as an opposition day motion. Today, the finance critic and I met with the government finance minister, where we talked about the opposition's official opposition's priorities with respect to this budget. And in our priorities, we talked about this issue. We talked about education, First Nations communities, and how important it was that this government, for once and for all members of this House, focused their attention on trying to ensure that we do a better job, that all of us do a better job at making sure that young Aboriginals in this country have equal access to not only education, but through education to employment opportunities, to employment throughout this country. And I am encouraged by the fact that the finance minister indicated that this was a problem he understood and wanted to try to find a way to resolve, and that I understand that members opposite the government has indicated they will be supporting this motion. So I think that's some reason for optimism. And I want to tell you that I'm from Nova Scotia, of course, Mr. Speaker, and I've seen some incredible progress being made by the First Nations communities in Nova Scotia. There are 13 communities in Mi'kmaq communities in Nova Scotia. 11 of them are part of what's called Mi'kmaq Kinamapnui, which is Mi'kmaq education. It's a partnership between the Mi'kmaq, the province, and the federal government that's been in place since 1994. They've been working on it. Some communities, like Eskasoni, for example, have been working on the education issue since going back to 1980. But they recognize, and this partnership recognizes how there are parties to this problem that they need to work together in order to come up with the solution. And they have been making incredible progress. Whether it's on reserve or whether it's off reserve, Mr. Speaker, the partners in Nova Scotia have been addressing Aboriginal education in a way that is providing for hope, providing for better futures for those Aboriginal families and for those children. And I believe that this is the kind of solution that we need to look to in this country. I know that there are other jurisdictions in British Columbia with the Nisga'a where there have been real progress made in matters with respect to Aboriginal education. So if we're committed to doing it, if we recognize the spirit of this resolution, if we recognize that this is a problem that has been for too long ignored, that we need to not find fault, we need to find solutions. We need to deal with the problem, and it may take resources. I mean, you know, members in this caucus have identified the fact that the level of education per student for Aboriginal children is much lower than it is for other students, and that's not good enough, Mr. Speaker. So we need to reinvest to make sure that there are solutions found, but we need to sit down together. And I'm encouraged also by the fact that one of the movers and shakers in terms of Mi'kmaq education in the province of Nova Scotia, Chief Morley Gugu, is now the chief with a regional chief with the Assembly of First Nations, and he's going to be responsible for the education file for the Assembly. And I believe, I tell you that we have reason for hope. Not only do we have the information now that's provided by the panel, not only do we understand the problem, but we here in this House need to bring our collective commitment to this problem. the federal government, and we will certainly be pushing them at every opportunity, needs to recognize that it's their turn to step up to the plate, to get out of the box, not look simply at the dollars, but recognize that there's a problem. Because, Mr. Speaker, if we talk about skills shortages, we talk about the economy, we talk about the aging population, well, we recognize the fact that the fastest growing young population in this country is coming from the Aboriginal communities. And we need to ensure that those people have an opportunity to participate as they will, culturally sensitive education programs, so that they can participate in their community, they can participate in our community, in our communities, and we can build a stronger country. Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak this resolution.